DeRez.
Welcome back to Red DeRez, folks. This is DeRezzolution on the mic, and after playing Five Nights at Freddy's 4 all day, and watching Five Nights at Freddy's 4 all day, and listening to Five Nights at Freddy's 4 all day, I got me some ideas. You see, while playing the game, and you get to night 6, and you realize, well, or what we all are assuming we realize, that while you play the game, the actual gameplay parts are the child in a coma, and the mini game, in between bits are what leads up to it. And at the end of the game, it looks like we witnessed a bite of 87, where the older douchebag bro of a brother lifts the younger one into the jaws of Freddy Fazbear. Now, the little boy seems to go into a coma, or he's very sick, because he's missing his frontal lobe, if this is the incident, and he's put into his bed. And when this happens, he starts hallucinating, and he starts seeing these creatures that were once his friends, but ended up crushing his head, coming at him. And this is supported by the fact that when the nights start, every once in a while you see pill bottles on the side of the bed, you see IVs, you see a vase full of flowers, as if like they're trying to get this kid to feel better or get better. Now, night 6, the last night, when you finally end it and you get that mini game, interface, and you see what's going on, it's basically the 4 douchebag bro friends trying to apologize. Now, there's, on one hand, they could be sincere. They didn't want the little kid to get crushed. But on the other hand, let's think that maybe they're just trying to cover their asses. It's like, oh, we didn't mean to, oh man, please, no, don't. If that's the case, then the first brother is the one to leave. You see, the 4 plushes each represent the mask that the kids had on when they threw them, and Foxy is the first one to leave, and Foxy's the one his older brother always wore. So what if his older brother just really doesn't care about the situation? He's just like, I messed up, but he's in a coma now. I can't do anything else. The little kid is in a coma, and he deals with everything. Which, may I add, interesting theory. The Black Nightmare Bear, Freddy Fazbear, that only appears at the end, or at least I believe he does, or he appears at night 6, or near the end of the game. Let me suggest this: this bear actually represents death. This bear is following the little child in his coma, and it is the impending, end of his life. Because sure, the body can survive with a frontal lobe, but for how long? Or without a frontal lobe, for how long? So as the night game progresses and it gets more severe, the black bear appears, and it's the black, this specter getting ready to take away the child's life. And it makes sense, a black usually, it represents, the darkness, the ensuing despair and sadness that envelops an individual when death follows them and faces them. But that's just my idea. Now, at the end, when all is said and done and all the friends are left and the little boy can't hear any more voices, the last thing he hears is Golden Freddy, his Golden Freddy plush, which is something for a whole nother discussion. And it says, I'm still here, and I'm still here for you, and we, basically can make you better. We can fix you. So what if Golden Freddy actually fixes a child by bonding with him, or creating Golden Freddy in general? Then it would make sense that my big theory, Phone Guy in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is actually the older brother of the young child in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, who is the victim of the incident of the bite of 87. The Phone Guy says when he discusses the incident, he only discusses it once, he says, they used to wander during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, What if, this brother, because many people suspect that the family in Five Nights at Freddy 4, the older brother and the little one, are relative to somebody who works at the company, because they live right next to the pizzeria, and the kid has all the memorabilia, and, they're just over there so often. What if, after committing this heinous act and having this follow him for the rest of life, he can't do anything but work at the restaurant, the pizzeria? He's the only one that has experience because he's been around it his whole life. He's the only one willing to, because he frankly has no other job opportunities. He kind of committed a heinous act, even if it wasn't a crime. Now, this makes it work a little bit better, because the purple guy becomes his own independent entity. He becomes just a serial killer that plagues the Freddy franchise, and Phone Guy then becomes the older brother. And it makes sense, because Purple Guy is shown to be killed in Final Fantasy 33. He's shown in the good mini game that he's put into the Springtrap animatronic and it crushes him and kills him, which is impossible if Phone Guy dies in Night 4, which we all most likely believe. I mean, we've all been on that idea for the longest. So what if the Phone Guy is dealing with all of this, and you know he's staying with the franchise as it goes older, and finally, you know, the Golden Freddy either builds enough strength or is allowed outside of the restaurant by the puppet or by the Golden Freddy spirit. Basically, he finally gets revenge on what his older brother did, and he knocks on the door, as you hear in the last video that has Phone Guy, and then, you know, that's it. You hear, and that's it, you know. And what if the Phone Guy is killed because it's his younger brother getting revenge for what he did when he was the older brother? Now that is interesting. Well, that's it for tonight. I have some other theories I want to play out, maybe a future timeline episode, but until then, take it easy, keep it sleazy, and stay tuned for more coverage.
Check it out. Subscribe.